Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Upload Labs. I'm AxionEvolved, and there's been updates to this game. I've been seeing patches come through all the time, so I figured we'll hop back in. Let's see what's changed, and let's just keep playing because I'm just having a good time, and now there's new stuff to do. So let's see what all that is. So first things first, let's activate our rest time because I want to get all that. Let's see. I don't know what has updated. Can I steal this? Okay, nice. So programs, games. That looks like those are the next nodes that we're gonna want to move towards. What else? So this is anything new here? I know we're doing coding and all that. So it looks like we got everything in the nodes one. Perks. I don't think we're well. What do we got? 268 tokens. Ooh. Make that 277 tokens. I don't know what we would really want to focus in here. Rest time is kind of like whatever. Maybe we can increase the token or the amount from the random spawns up to 10. That's kind of nice. Reducing costs is okay. Ooh, hacking and coding stuff, that might be kind of nice. Boost, I don't care about. I'm not even going to look at boosts or services. And as far as upgrades go, okay. So like our usual, we got a ton of money right now. So just kind of the usual things we have. Oh, I guess I need the game downloader. Let's get that. We might as well increase some of the value. Let's just kind of, let's get like the AB stuff out of the way. Okay, so now we're in the big AC. Let's get it all. We're spending everything. In theory, that'll all come back quick, right? Hacker nodes. We got 3 hack points. I think we're doing, if we go to our hacker area here, we're purely trying to level up, and we are using infections. So hypothetically, wait, what is this? Everything we've done. What is the star though? Huh. Go back to the hacker. So infection damage going up. Interesting. Payload and breach. That's these ones. Payload and the breach speed goes up. So I wonder, should I increase this threat here? Oh, I'm in like double speed. I don't know. Do I have time for that? No. Okay. So maybe we'll hold on to the hack points. I think you get those from leveling up. In the upgrade, so we need to get these nodes, and we're not doing that right now because we don't have that hooked up, and that's here. These give us the banks give you tokens, government intel, corporation data, so we can farm those later if we so desire. I don't know how much I want to do that in this episode. And then here, optimization. So we got some optimizations. I think optimize virus scanner, optimize quarantine, optimize antivirus pro. I'm going to do that because that's what we're using. Pre-analyzer, we can do that in half. Is this the Trojan infect? Is this what I'm doing right here? I don't know. Let's hold off on that, but let's look and see. I think there's like new nodes and stuff that we can kind of like check out. Or there's at least a new interface. All right, so we got the game downloader. Trojan. Okay, what is... Hold on. Let's go through this stuff. We'll go back to the list here. So nothing crazy. We know we want to get program and game downloader because this is not... Oops. Put that back up here. I wanted to do this and look up here. Yeah, this is the coding interface. Okay. So then we want to definitely look at program downloader. Where did that go? Did I get put somewhere? Am I crazy? Oh, all this stuff over here. Oh, here's our Trojan thing. Okay. So we do have some stuff over here. I'm going to get rid of all this, I think. Ooh. Just to kind of clean up a little bit. We'll definitely look at some of this stuff. Okay. There you go. Program downloader. We're not doing that, right? Oh, we are doing that. Okay, never mind. Get out of here. So we're doing programs. Do we just need to get the request uploader? Oh, we're done here. Okay, cool. So you just go right back up there. You'll come down here. And where are we getting our clock from? Here. So let's get some clock. And we'll just not pay for that and put it in there. Okay, cool. So that'll do its thing there. Where's my bottleneck here? Is it my download speed? Possibly. But I think I had a node. So we'll let that run. That's fine. But I thought I have a node. Download manager. So I'm presuming that we could use this. And I believe we have, let's see, probably in network, right? Because these are all the downloaders. In here we have thread manager is for specifically clock speed. But no, that's not what we want. This is all the GPU stuff. Research, hacking. I thought there's like a network. Am I crazy? Is it in here? Download limiter. That's the download manager. This is a speed thing, but I thought there was a way we could maybe grab, like, get all the network speeds. I feel like there is. I feel like I'm just blind. Uploader, request uploader, upload limiter, upload merger. Okay, here we go. Upload merger, download merger. Okay, so we could, I want to say we could hypothetically, you know, run all of this into here. We don't need the limiter. It's the mergers, right? So we could run all of our networks into one big one, which I believe would add them all up. Then we could figure out what ratios work for all the different downloads, right? Because you see, like, you know, like text, it's flying. It's going so fast. Whereas programs, kind of slow, right? The biggest ones. So hypothetically, we should be able to kind of manage all that. But I'd have to actually, like, recreate some of this stuff. Maybe that's something we'll look into today. But I want to see what else there is before I kind of hop into anything. So, okay, so data refiner here. Let's look at this, because the research should have some of the stuff that we're like looking at, and this already looks different. I already see more stuff. So we have 199 billion. Some of these are flashing, presumably because we can unlock them. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So network stuff. Ooh, what are torrents? Should I just unlock? I feel like I should just unlock a bunch of stuff. Let's kind of get through some of this processor stuff, because it's all so cheap. Compression, 200K, like what? We're in billions, you know? Enhancements, that's fine. Decomposition, we don't even have enough for that. Okay, so we'll stop there. Torrents, why not? Oh, there's different levels of this. Each level allows you to research a browser of your choice. Unlocks torrent browsing. I don't even know what this means. Oh, and this like a whole different thing. Okay. Torrent filtering we can't do. We can afford token mining though. So we're going to definitely do some token mining. What about in here? Infected payload. What I don't even know what this is. Research skills. Is this? Oh, I do have one. Okay. Unlocks the infect payload skill, allowing payload damage to get extra infection damage. Spread infection skill, allowing infected damage to multiply itself inside the host. That's interesting. Charged attack. So we can do a super attack, or we can get crits. I almost like the infect payload. Let's just do that. Can I get another one, actually? Trillions. Trillions and trillions. Okay, we can't afford that. Injection. We can get some of that. Do we want anything in here? Commenting. Oh, that's pretty cheap. relatively speaking. Application, that's 100 billion. What is? Okay, we can't afford that. Overclocking, we can't afford. That we can't afford. Okay, so I think injection is the only other thing realistically we could afford. AI? Nope. Portal? Research into advanced research? Should we just... I mean, I'm just going to get it. I think that's kind of everything we can do. Unlocks torrent browsing for infected files. Unlocks torrent browsing for pre-analyzed files. Validated files, virus. Let's do, I guess, lab? So it looks like you research one of these nodes, it grants you the ability to get into one of those, right? There's nothing else crazy. Like, this is all an insane amount that we just don't have. Okay. So I think that's a lot of new nodes. Let's look. We got our video. What are we getting here? Anything? Compression. Enhances files multiple times up to its limit. Compresses files multiple times up to its limit. More upgrades. Probably over here. Data lab. I think we should get another data lab. Because why not? What is this? Portal. Ooh. Okay. So we just unlocked this. So this is something we'll have to look into. Portal functions as a prestige mechanic. Okay. I'll read into that more, but we are not going to prestige right now. We might want to, but for now, let's see if we can't get this going a little bit more. So let's go into the hacking interface. So we have infect payload. I don't know where that went. What is this? Processing cellular. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I know we just unlocked the ability to get tokens. So I think we just need to literally give it some clock. So let's take this, and you're going to go down here. And we don't have enough to upgrade, otherwise I would totally do that. Okay, so I think this just does its thing now. And we're mining tokens, more or less, seemingly. Like, do I need to collect that? Or it just adds it? Wait, did I hear that? Yeah, I thought I heard the sound. Okay, so let's see. We're at 326. Let's see what happens if this just pops up to 327. It does. Okay, nice. So that'll do its thing. Presumably, once we get more GPU speed, we can... I guess we could even, like, mess around with some of this stuff if we really wanted to. Maybe we'll add another GPU and blah, 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 blah. We'll like, figure all that out. Okay. So in here, let's go back to hacking. We already have launch payload. Execute injection. Okay, so what is this? Let's make that a little bit bigger. So this takes green. Okay, so it takes green and adds this. Okay. Well, what is it? Let's read what it says, okay? Execute. Affected computers. No. Here we go. Provides vulnerability based on hack power inserted. Vulnerability multiplies the damage received by breach targets. So, hypothetically, if we did like this... Like, I think that's how it works. But... Well, I guess we're making it. I don't know, like if I could get another hack interface, but you can only have one, right? So we did that, and we did infect payload, right? Where are my nodes? Or my no, we have build infection. Why doesn't it let me put it out there? Am I crazy? Did it go somewhere? No. Why can I not? Breach skills. Manipulate virus. What is this? This takes... Oh, do I need to put... Okay, so we've got upside down triangles. Purple. Okay, hold on. And I bet... What is this? What is drain? Okay, so that can go there. So 2 things with upside down triangles. What else? Generates boost on components based on infected computers. Okay. Ghost attack. We're using that actively. Infection damage is going to ghost attack, which is doing that. So we're bypassing the firewalls. That's fine. Manipulate virus. Okay, we got that. But what about infect payload? I wonder if that probably has to do with this one, right? But it does let me do it. It gives me the same noise. I wonder why. Okay, I want to figure out though what creates, like, presumably you would do something like this. Oh, maybe not. Okay, so where is this Trojan thing, right? What do we got in here? We've got Torrent Labs browser. Okay, like, what are you? Whoa, okay. Interesting. I don't even know what that does, though. There we go. I heard the noise. Okay, so we have that, and then we have Torrent Downloader. So we give it download, so we give them both download speed. And then they do that? Text file used. Huh. And I know we did something with research. So there's so much new stuff that I'm not like 100% sure how it all works together, right? So like, what is advanced research? Okay, I need to split one of these off, I guess. So rather than you going there, I guess you go here. And does that give me something else? Man, that's a lot, actually. Okay, so what are we doing? So we're taking in a file, and we're just outputting it with the refinement angle. And then we're just splitting that to all 4. But why 972? So they're all doing 972. I wonder why that one's so much less, though. Okay. Okay, just for like my own mental satisfaction there. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay, so they're all doing 9s. So I wonder why one of them is... Is it because of the buildup? No. I'm trying to figure out why they're all 972K per second, but one of them has 1.87 million, one of them has 972K. Maybe that doesn't matter. I guess we just let that run. Did I have anything else in here? Just, I can do another data lab. Can I double that up? No. Okay. Well, you're just going to do that. You're going to go there, and we'll just put you in there. It's slower, but I also still want to build up the research while I'm doing things. I guess if anything, although, why is it, see, like, why is this one going slow? I'm not understanding why. Oh, because it's a lower level. 12, 18, 19. They're all 19 though, right? Make it 20? Why not? Okay. So that's going to do that. God, the more I'm doing this, the more it seems like I need to implement this download manager setup. Okay, so we're still doing programs. Okay, what else did we unlock? Because I know we were just kind of going through some. Okay, so code. Let's go down to the code interface here. Let me. We'll move torrents for now. We'll move hacking over here. Let's make the code interface bigger. Oh, there's a program. So some of this stuff was coming up. It was just moving. All right, so we unlocked what? Comment code. So this looks like it takes in code and it takes in variables. Or it takes in an output and it produces a character, a char. Interesting. Is there like any... I don't know if this actually like, does anything. I don't really understand what this is supposed to be doing, I guess. Well, I guess we could look at the help, huh? Comment code. What is this? Comments insert code using char variables, adding the commented modifier, which increases contribution reward when committing by 2x. The amount of char variables required is based on the inserted code. Okay, so then where's my okay. So instead of this, so if that's 14.42, what is this? Is anything happening? I need another char. Can I just create one real quick? Oh, I need to combine them somehow. Variable combiner. There we go. I need... Where are you? Variable combiner. Take you and you. No, because that's a string. I want two chars. Dang. Okay, so this makes a new one. Dang. I don't need that. I need like an aggregator. Do I have that? Fix code build if splits code speed. Oh, that's what I'm doing here. Combines multiple code speed into a single speed. I can only have one interface. This is so like interesting. Because it's not super clear what I'm supposed to be doing. Do I do this? Like, how does it want two chars? You know? You know, if I'm going to be honest, it almost seems like I'm going to need to do a little bit of research about, like, what exactly we're supposed to be doing. Because I got all this new stuff, but I don't 100% know what I'm supposed to do with it, right? And then in here, we got the reconstructor and the enhancer. Removes the corrupted modifier from files by using copies of it. And then we got the Trojan injector. So, let's read a little bit about some of this stuff, right? Okay. Amount of charges are based on the inserted code. I just don't understand this. Pull code. Sorry. Okay, so pull code, produce variables, fix bugs, commit it. And then as far as build, okay, so this is, yeah, building and committing, right? The two ways to submit it, basically. So building gives you optimization. Committing gets you experience, right? So right? This is leveling up our coding interface. This is giving us optimization points. I think for now, I'm just going to pause that because I want to try to get as much as we can in here. Okay, why are you getting nothing? Because you're not doing anything. Why is that? That's weird. I was like disconnected. Oh, yeah. Okay, so a repository. Is a repository something we can use to combine? Repository. Am I blind? Is that like one of these things? I have like a char. Okay, hold on. Hold. Okay. So if I, well, maybe not even that, right? But if I do coding, if I do char, like somewhere over here, can I copy this? And I do that. So if I do that, and that, I don't know why it's like copied like that, into a repository, and I send that to the commenter, right? And I just give it like a little bit of speed. I wonder why. And then what? I guess like give it a little optimization. It's taken in half. I can't tell if there's a difference. I don't know. It's very interesting. I guess I'll just let this run. Maybe, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll get rid of that and actually do this, but bump that up one. I think that's fine. Yeah, I can't really tell a difference. But what I did just like notice, right, is where was it? Was it in here? Was it in here? Where's the Trojan? Launch Trojan. So Trojan injector seems to take. So we have two things that seem to take a Trojan or a upside down triangle. But what creates the upside down triangle, right? I don't see it up here. Right? These are like pentagons. Let's see. Request complete program. Cool. Okay. Okay, now it's doing the next phase of program. Got it. Okay, so we're still in the hunt for what creates. And this is everything, right? Yeah. Oh, is it something in hacking? Oh, that's what we're already looking at. Drain, ghost attack, launch payloads, breach anonymous. Huh. So then it must be something in here. Right? The Trojan injector we already see. Does this create something when you give it like enough stuff? Here, let's like mess around. If I just give it whatever. Okay, so that outputs another green square. What is this actually outputting? Let me look at the symbols. Files. Grants infected computer on upload based on the file's quality. Okay, and it's giving Trojan and it's giving... Oh, AI. Interesting. Trojan and infected. Okay, so torrents create infected whatevers, right? But can that not go in here? Okay, so there's something else that we have to... So infected computers. Is that a node or is that something we get? Is that like a research thing? Infection damage, infection, or injection. This is all hacking, which I think we're technically in. Allows viruses from infected files to be extracted and manipulated into Trojans. Is there... Okay, so is it like the antivirus? Where's antivirus? Does not seem to do that. Like, what are we feeding this? Feed it on itself? I'm so... Is it this? No, it's a different color. This episode is just going to be me, like, trying to figure out how this all works. Oh, man. It's fine, though. It's fine. This is why we're here, right? We like to watch me struggle through this. Downloader, browser. Oh, wait. No. Hold on. I lied. I'm not even looking at the torrent thing. What do these go into? Browser. Downloader. Okay, so if I do a game torrent, what does that give me? What is that? Analyzed. Oh, okay, so we can... Does that mean we can skip, like, the data refiner? Because... Or do we analyze something somewhere? Hold on. Let's read about torrents real quick. Torrent downloader. Okay, downloads files with the modifiers of the inserted torrent using download speed. Download size is equal to resulting file size. Fine. Browse the internet for torrents using download speed. Torrents for larger file formats require more download speed to be found. Okay. I feel like all of this needs to just go for a second. We're going to move some of this stuff out of the way. Because I'm realizing, like, more and more, it seems like we need to get to the point where I need, you know, maybe I got to go vertical with some of this stuff. But I need to reconfigure how I'm distributing clock and network speed. Because I feel like I'm going to need to get in and redo some of these, right? So let's pull this out here, right? I want to unhook everything. No clock. Where are you going? You can stop. No more uploads. Okay, where are you still going? Okay, everything's paused. Okay, perfect. So now I have, well, let me undo this. Let me undo this. Everything clock related is also going to stop. Ooh, new optimization point. Cool. I wish there was like a... Oh, there is. There we go. Just double click it. It's so easy. Okay. Can I name these? Oh, yeah, I can, right? So what is this? This is text. This is image. You are sound. You are video. And you are program. And then I think we have another downloader, right? Program, game. Do we have game? No, we're not doing game at all yet, are we? Okay. So I need another node group. And you're going to be game. Right? And so we need a downloader. Thanks. Okay, so we'll start there. Okay, so now what I think we need to do is we're going to move this like way out of the way. Research can just hang out down there. This stuff is all running itself, so we're fine. Also, 30 tokens already. That is sick. Okay, let's get a little bit more. Why not, you know? Processing seller, auto collector. Just get rid of that. We can always re-get it, you know? So let's kind of reorganize these based on how big they are in terms of file size, right? So in other words, text is first, image, sound, video, program, game. And let me zoom in and make these a little bit wider. I want everything to be the same. Okay. Now over here, I have networks and I have clock. So let's get a download merger and an upload merger. Right? Well, here. So, I mean, I don't know if I can I get another network? No, I'm at max. Okay. Well, actually, how much can we update? We might as well update as much as we possibly can. I don't think we're going to be able to get... Oh, I think we get one more. 188, 190. Yeah, we need, what, 375? Okay, so we're not quite there yet. All right. So we have these, and then we want limiters, right? I want a download manager. And I want an upload limiter. Okay, actually, I don't think I need this. I do think I need this. Right? Because what's going to happen is this is what's going to be that this is going to be what connects. In fact, we don't need any of these downloaders anymore. Because we're just going to hook text to text. Image to image. We're going to do all of this. Video. Program. And then I'll make the game as well. And then from here, we should be able to, right, do the ratios. So if I do that, I basically want all of these to go at the same speed as much as I can. So they're orders of magnitude, right? So if I can make this, shoot, that's actually kind of crazy, right? This is 1,000x. Do you see that, like, the difference? I wish I could, like, type into this. I'm clicking so much. I don't know if this is the right way to do this, like, realistically. So we would be needing to do, like, something like this. But realistically, if I wanted these to be perfect, I would need, right, 0.2 second. You can see they're an order of magnitude different, right? 1.83, 183, right? If this was 1, it would be less. But the more I do, like if I made this 100, it would be, I believe, or 1,000, it would be 1 order of magnitude less. Maybe this is okay. It really comes down to how fast can we, like, realistically do everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, I think, an upload limiter in every single, nope, I don't want that. In every single box here. Upload limiter, download, there we go. So every node group is going to have an upload limiter. Right? The idea being that we can split the upload in between every single node group evenly. And then in certain cases, in fact, no. Now that I'm thinking about this out loud, this doesn't make sense to me. We just need one upload limiter because there's only one node, only one uploader for each node group. And so we can adjust the upload speed here for each one of those, right? Like we can do that, we can do that, and then I can adjust that, so on and so forth. But this only takes 2. So is there a better solution for that then? I can never do it more. I can never, or can I? Okay. I'm going back to my original plan. I'm going to put an upload limiter in each one. Can I? Okay, yeah, I can do that. So the thought process behind this is I can always have the top upload speed go to the uploader. And I can control how much it actually gets, right? Because if you look at it, it's getting 12, they're both getting 12.9 gigabit per second. Now, on one hand, I can't, well, shoot, this isn't going to work either. I was thinking that what I could do is I can use the non-use side to limit how much upload speed this gets, and it does, but we're still consuming a proportional amount of the total upload speed. So that's not going to work necessarily. What else do we have? What do we have in here? Splitter, repository, segmenters. This isn't stuff that's going to help me manage things. Network exchangers. Combine multiple into a single speed. Okay, so that's globalizing our upload and download speed, which we've already done. We need like an upload manager. That's what we really need. Okay. So I guess there is a messy way we can kind of do this. And that's, oh, let's think here. Hold on. We can sort of nest the upload limiters. Right? If I do that, and I do this, then we can further split how much each one's getting. Right? And right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So I need 6 outputs. I have 4. I mean, or I can do something like this, I guess. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me do something like this. The point is, I want more upload speed on the larger files and less upload speed here. God, you know what? I'm thinking I even need one more from here. If I do something like this. Hold on. Let's move you guys over. So if I do something like this, then here's where I can dedicate. So what I'm thinking is this is going to be for games and programs. These 4 are going to be for everything else with text and everything like going as we need it to. I'm going to put these all down to 1 because I want these to get more, you know? This needs to be at 100 for it to have the same amount to create the same as programs, right? So, okay. Now, there's not like a clean way to do this, I don't think. Right? Because I want things to at least look somewhat nice. But then I can do this, that, and then this would ultimately go to programs, and then we got to build out games, right? But I think what we're going to do, okay, and then I'm getting ahead of myself. Now I got to look at clock. And clock we have in a couple different spots. Or we need it in a few areas. We're creating clock speed here from our GPU. We don't need clock here. We do need clock here in the research. So let's bring this up. This is going to kind of be its own thing. I want it somewhat near the text so that if these need to grow, they can grow this way. but I'll need to take some files and bring them over here. Okay, so we got that. So we need clock here. We need clock on all these modules. Do I have something that manages clock speed? Like a processor, a thread manager? Okay, so this is like roughly it. But I have... I'm wondering if it's worth it. What? Here, hold on. Let's bring some of this stuff up. Just from a visibility standpoint. We'll have these stacked as well, so that anything else we need to expand, we can expand down. Okay, we have a scheduler. This is more clock. All that clock. I believe there's a module where we can combine all the clocks, right? What is that? This synchronizer. So what we'll do, really we're going to do something very similar to what we did here. Let's combine them all into one big ass clock, including this. You can only do 5. Jeez, are you kidding me? Okay, I guess we're getting 2 synchronizers. This is crazy, man. You and you. Okay, 412 gigahertz. We're gonna put this like over here. I'm already getting cluttered. Just get out of my way. GPU stuff I kind of care about. In fact, I feel like I actually care about GPU stuff more than I care about research, at least right this second. Okay. So we have all of our clock going into this synchronizer. And then we'll need a series of thread managers to split that back out almost exactly how we did here. Right? So from there, here, this, I feel like this should almost kind of be like this. We got a level for that. Obviously one, no, that's fine, that's fine. We'll do another thread manager. Right? And then we'll create thread managers for each set of things. Although this is a little different in the sense that I'm going to need... Shoot, I'm going to need like another one. Because I have other stuff, right? So I have all these, so 6 nodes that need clock. And then my research node that needs clock. Does anything down here need clock? None of my coding, none of my hacking seems to need clock. Okay. So this is just the only other thing. So what we'll do, can I split? Can I have you go there and you go there? Okay, cool. So we're clear. We're in the clear. I'll show you what I'm gonna do. We're just gonna do that. Right? You're there, and you are here. I'm going to have here, let me move everything over. Just make it all easier to look at. Request uploader is just whatever, you know. I guess it can take... from this. Oh, get something. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to divvy all the clock speed for one module from one of these outputs. No, I think this will be fine. I was thinking to myself, is there a way that I'd want to individually tune each of these nodes? And I think the answer to that is no. I don't think I want to do that. You know, I'm setting these up in a way where I could hypothetically fine-tune each of these for different speeds. I mean, I'm probably not going to do that right away. But in the future, I could do it. You know? Okay. So we're at least back to where we were. We're at least recollecting stuff and doing all that. What have I gotten here? Download all file types simultaneously. Cool. Okay. And then for this one, I'm going to take my outputs from all of this and get the research back up and running. So that's at least doing its thing. Don't need to worry about that. There's so many nodes today. Look at all those nodes we got. Okay. Auto collectors. Throw you always in the upper right corner. All the way down. Okay. So let's take a look at some of these nodes we have available to us, right? Or let's examine what we have. So checksum. Oh, we haven't connected the downloader. Oh, the re-downloader needs download speed. And this is giving it to me checked. This is not something that I accounted for. Crap. Now the question is, does the re-downloader... Well, okay, let's take a look here, right? Let's look at all the symbols we have and figure out what we actually need, right? So we're getting validated. I guess, what do we want? Scanned. Let's see. So checksum comes in. It's validated ultimately. Redownloader gets rid of the corrupted. So ultimately we're getting two sets of validated text files. Those are going into the antivirus to get the scanned. The compressor and enhancer seems like it does absolutely nothing. I don't even know why I'm doing that. And then that's ultimately going to the uploader and everything else but the text. Okay, so then let's see. Let's see what we can do here. So we get the... we have Antivirus Pro. We have Checksum Verifier. What was that? New optimization point. Cool. We have Reconstructor. This is a new one, right? So maybe this is what we need. Maybe this is what we need. As opposed to a re-downloader, maybe we need a reconstructor. Because the text on this says, reconstructs a corrupted file using a copy of it and clock speed, removing the corrupted modifier. The amount of cycles required is equal to 5x the file size. So let's play with that real quick. So you need clock and a file. Right? So then if I send this down, it does the same thing. Okay, so we no longer need the re-downloader. We need reconstructors, which saves our download speed and instead consumes clock speed. Okay, so let's actually implement that up here. So re-downloader, you're gone. We want reconstructor for you to go in here, you to go back up there, and then we just throw some clock at it. Okay. So far, so good. Nothing's changed. Compressor and enhancer, I feel like we're not going to need. Right? Okay, so let's get the folder. We know we're going to need that. For you and for you. Might as well grab the... Do that while I'm here. Okay. So now we have enhance, and I think we're sending that into the antivirus, right? So we're getting that scanned modifier on it. Okay. So out of this, we're going to have, what is it? Validated. We're going to have scanned and validated. Okay, so that's an 8x increase in value. The only other thing that would increase is what? What is the file size of this? Because from what if I'm reading this correctly, we reduce file size by 25%, which seemingly does not affect the value. And then we can enhance it. But then what? Okay, so we don't need to worry about refine and analyze. That's purely for research. And if we decrypt... Okay, so it almost seems like what we can do is compress it 3 times. Almost like this. Like literally like that. And then enhance it 3 times. No, that's not what I want. I want to copy this. I don't know why it comes out like that. It's kind of weird. And then literally like enhance it 3 times. Now it's removing the compression modifier. Right? You see how it like gets 3 small, but then it gets 3 ups. So I don't know if this is a waste of time necessarily. God, you know what? To like make this easier on myself. I almost want to create something that I can... What can I send all of the clock out of? What am I looking for? Something here? Splitter, collector, auto collector. No, that's not what I want. I mean, maybe it is like a synchronizer. Basically, what I want to do is just do this. I just want like one node that I can put my clock into. You know what I mean? And then we need an auto collector or an uploader and an auto collector. You here. Uploader. and then an auto collector. This is a lot more space though. And then that, right? So if I just do this, like everything works, right? It just takes time. So let me do something similar here. Get rid of that. Yeah, so we're just going to do the reconstructor everywhere. Get rid of you. In fact, grab all of you. I wasn't necessarily planning on doing all of this today, but it's kind of working out. A reconstructor. And then I'll do the same clock thing just to make it easier on myself. All right, that's fine. You're the only kind of difference there. And then we want a, what did I call that? Synchronizer. Yeah, we'll put it up there. Just plumbing everything up, you know? And then that goes here. Yeah, like this is just quite a bit easier. I don't know why it does that though. I don't like the way that looks. Like the different color of it. Like, is there some significance of it being a copy, you know? For it to be that color? I don't know. I don't know what the point of it is. I guess the last thing to do, and I'm not going to do that today because I don't, I would need to like observe it for a while, is fine tune how much clock each node group is getting, right? Because that's kind of the whole point of these. You know, it's like right now, like this gets a bigger chunk of the clocks than these ones do, right? But that's all, I can adjust that all here, which I can then adjust back here, yada, 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 right? I can't do that here because this is getting everything. But, you know, I can allocate more or less however I need to. Which, that was the whole point. It'll just take time observing to really figure out, like, what... Where? Oh, okay. Thought it was crazy for a second. But I think that's kind of the name of the game, right? If you can build things in a way that are scalable without you having to change a lot, I think that's the goal. Because even now, right, like we're kind of becoming very clock speed dependent. So I'm gonna actually like increase a bunch of that. And let's see here. I think I'm going to take 2/3 of the clock speed over here. Just because these files are all bigger, you know? But the way we're set up, everything can be adjusted. You know? If I need more upload speed over farther down, I can just get it. I can get it by manipulating these numbers. But damn, I'm really actually liking the way it looks, too. I think it's kind of looking sick. is there anything we want to do over here? I feel like there was something. So we have the data refiner. What else do we have? Data increases speed. So maybe we could... okay, hold on. Hold, please. Kind of breaking my own rule by not just having a note, a thing there. You know? In fact, let me fix it. I'm gonna be a good steward and have my synchronizer. And we're taken from the files clock. And then we, let's see. I want to go from here into here. Okay, so then I need to take from this allocator way up here and plug it in there. And then put that in there. Okay, it didn't like that. Why don't you like that? I wonder if it wants to be the other way. Nope, I don't want you. Does it want to be refined and then analyzed? Okay, hold please. Is it like that? Are they just different? Hold on. Hold on. Where's my research? Files. What am I looking for? I'm looking for data refiner. Adding the refined modifier to increasing research yield 2x. Okay. And then pre-analyzer, adding the pre-analyze modifier. Whoa, it's getting 0 clock speed. Why is that? The hell? All right. What? Okay. So I guess there's like an issue with a copy? That seems so dumb. That's literally all it was. My goodness. Okay, so I have to redo that for all of this stuff. Dang it. That's so dumb. I don't... like, why would you do that? That's such a strange choice. And just for the record, I realize that this is the only one that has 3 compressors and 3 enhancers. And I'm kind of just like seeing how that works out. I don't really know what I'm looking for, like to validate that to myself, but I feel like I'm not going to commit. You know, it's weird, right? Because in my brain, it feels like I'm doing something and then undoing it. And I think some of you guys had left comments on this in the past about like seemingly doing that same thing. And you might be right. I don't really have a good answer for you, if I'm being honest. But I guess we're going to kind of just let it do its thing. I don't really know how I'd even test, honestly. I'd almost have to make 2 parallel setups and then see which one, like these aren't doing anything. See, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? It's like you're taking fake clock. What is the point of the copy then? I don't understand. I mean, 2.31 AB per second is like pretty much more than half of what we're producing in general, right? So it would make sense to get as much of this going as we possibly could, right? Which maybe that's where, that's where like a lot of the clock speed comes in, right? So I can give it 75% of all the clock speed, and out of that, I can give, the games 75% of the 75%. Because there's a lot of draw on here. But yeah, I think this was a good idea. It looks a little convoluted, but I think it works out well, all things considered. This is strange. I wish I could manipulate that a little bit more. And I could probably do something similar to this. But this is just kind of clean. So I'm okay with it. I guess, hold on. We before I end this, because we're getting to the point where I'm about ready to call it a day here. I think what we can do is verify, or at least do a quick little like test here. What I want to look at. Let's move you over. I'll probably end up extending this, honestly. Okay, so right now we are making 608 billion per second. 608 billion. I'm now going to add in another compressor. And we're going to give it some clock. And I'm going to undo that and do that. Does that change? No. Functionally, no. I'm not seeing anything, right? Okay. So let's add another enhancer. So rather than you going here, what do I put you there? And get you some clock. 912 billion. Okay, so adding the enhancers does do something. The question is, does the compressor do anything? Let's extend you. Move you guys over. This might just end up being the last thing we do. Because my curiosity got the best of me. And then we'll do this. Allocator, uploader, auto collector. And throw it on the clock. Throw it on the clock. Okay, yeah, 1.22 trillion. Okay, so at least the enhancers are giving it a lot. So I think that's something we'll end up doing for everybody because it just kind of makes sense. And then I'll get this to the size that I like it, and I'll resize everything. But on that note, guys, I think we're going to call it an episode. I hope you enjoyed figuring all this stuff out with me. It's definitely interesting. There's still stuff I don't know. There's stuff I'm probably going to have to look up and read about because I just don't 100% understand. Or maybe I don't have something as unlocked. I don't know. If you guys know the answers to some of the questions that I'm asking in these episodes, let me know down in the comments because I'm curious as to what I can do to make things a little bit easier on myself. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. There's like a piece that I'm missing and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. So let me know down in the comments. But other than that, we'll see you in the next one.